Even in the midst of chaos, love and beauty always wins. Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome back to KRSTV. This is your boy Kenny. Now, remember, subscribe to my channel, and click that bell so you can get notifications every time I drop a video. Also, follow all the information I have in the description box as well as the comments section. Also, like this video, comment on this video, and share this video. Now, before I get started, let me send a special shout out to Metro Health DC. If you are in the DMV area and would like to get treatment, for all areas of health, check that link in the description box in the comment section. Call us, and there's also a form where you can sign up to become a patient with Metro Health DC. Also, let me give a shout out to the GMHC crew. If you are in the DMV area and would like to get tested for HIV, reach out to us at the GMHC crew to get yourself a home testing kit. You can have the kit mailed to you, or you can call the number that's in the description box as well as the comment section to make a same-day appointment where you can come to our location to pick one up. And if you're interested in getting PrEP, which is HIV prevention, reach out to us at the GMHC crew for that as well. Also, if you're a fan of KRSTV, subscribe to my Patreon today, Black Diamonds, because in darkness we still shine. For $5 a month, you get all of my YouTube content as well as videos that will be for the Black Diamonds. And I will start sharing these videos on YouTube as well because, one, I do want to build up my Patreon, but then I also want to show the kind of content that the Black Diamonds is all about. So it's a totally different form of content. So I definitely want to share that with you guys as well as with my YouTube family that check out my Patreon, because there will be a lot of posts from Black Diamonds coming in the future. Also, check out my YouTube partner BK World Tube, which is the Black Netflix. You get shows like The Oval and The Have-Nots. So after you watch this video, check out that link in my description box and comment section to check out BK World Tube. Now, this is Queen Sugar Season 5, Episode 5, and the name of this episode is May 19th, 2020. So it is now spring, and the pandemic is still raging. And as I said in this intro, even in the midst of chaos, love and beauty always wins, because this was a beautiful episode, because the last episode was very heavy after seeing that Hollywood's mother, Willie Mae, had passed away. And we're still dealing with that, but we're also dealing with the fact that Ralph Angel and Darla are gonna get married, and they pretty much are gonna do it within, it's literally like the next day, and they're already planning the wedding. And it was just a very, very beautiful episode. Alright, so let me get my notes together, because I'm not going to go in order. First, I'm going to talk about Vi and Hollywood. Vi is making the cake, for the reception, and Hollywood tells her that he won't be able to make it. He's still dealing with his mother's things, and she tells him that her heart is with him, and then she said, and they got the nerve to say that the dress code is yellow. how the hell y'all gonna give a dress code after 12 when the wedding is in 12 hours? It got the nerve to have a dress code. I was like, I'm about to have me cracking up with that. But then Hollywood pretty much chimes in on the fact that he can't even have a funeral for his mother. Um, and he was like, she deserves to have her friends and family celebrating her life around. And you can just see Hollywood's sadness. But Vi says something very profound. She says, life isn't about people showing up for you. It's you showing up for other people. And she did that with her life. And, you know, once this thing blows over, we will celebrate her life the right way. And pretty much she said that when God looked down on her, he pretty much told her she did her life right and that well done. So I thought that was very, very beautiful. Then we see that he calls Ralph Angel and lets him know that he won't be able to make it. He lets him know that his mother was cremated and that he scattered her ashes at this lake that they used to pass by. And he said that the lake literally quieted down, and it was like the lake was waiting for us. I'm like, that spirituality, man, it's real. But he says that, you know, he's gonna take it one day at a time, and he pretty much told Hollywood, "You still my best man," you know, even though you can't make it to the wedding, because he's supposed to have been the best man for Ralph Angel. But then pretty much Ralph Angel just told Hollywood that he overstands, and that he needs to handle his business. Next, I'm gonna talk about Nova and Calvin. You know, Nova is looking at old photos, of her and, her and Ralph Angel when they were younger. You know, she's very happy that Ralph Angel's getting married. And pretty much she admits that she hasn't been very easy with Darla, and at times was very hard on her. But then Calvin reassures her, I think she would be happy to be a part of your family. That I will agree with. And then she sees this picture of Ernest and Trudy. And she pretty much says, I wish they were here to see him, finally meet the love of his life and finally take that step to get married. And then Calvin had told Nova that she got her daddy smile. So that was a really cute moment between them. Then we see that Ralph Angel is building a trust for him and Darla to get married under. If I said it wrong, correct me in the comments. Then we see Darla asks Charlie to be her maid of honor. So she comes there and she says that, yeah, I've already got things taken care of. We're gonna rent some tables and chairs and all that. We're gonna turn this up. Then Charlie has a surprise for Darla. She actually throws a virtual bridal shower. Her mother, Darlene, is there. Vi and Nova are there. And it was just really beautiful to see. And the speech that her mother gave her was very beautiful. And you could see it put Darla at ease. Because earlier, she was saying that, I hope she's not offended that she wasn't invited. But we're in the middle of a pandemic. So her mother lives all the way in D.C. And they're in Louisiana. That's really putting her at risk. So... and then they were also talking about Blue, that, that Blue, she had shared that they was going to get, Darla had shared with them that she was going to get Blue an IQ test because he's so smart. And, Darlene was like, oh, yes, I always ace my classes. And then Vi was like, yes, and I got a PhD in common sense. I'm like, you better tell it, Vi. Let it be known. Because she is like the vessel of wisdom for the family. So that was real. Then we see Ralph Angel and Charlie have a moment. He's really happy that she threw a bridal shower for Darla, but then she was like, "Well, wait till this pandemic lift up." Hello, Vegas, and he was like, and she's like, "Did somebody say Vegas?" And he was like, "Girl, ain't nobody say no Vegas. You're gonna have my girl up in no Vegas." I was like, you gotta tell her, Ralph Angel, he ain't having that. But he lets her know that Hollywood won't be able to make it, so he doesn't have a best man, and she suggests Micah be the best man. You know, he sees you as a big brother rather than an uncle. I think it would be great. And then they start, um, like kids start, calling each other names. He called her a big head, and she called him chicken legs and called him a drumsticks. He's like, oh, you weren't saying that when I beat you back in the day. So they literally go out into the field and they literally race. And she cheated because she started beef. And he literally caught up with her, though. And it was cool. And it was a really beautiful scene. And they told each other that they love each other. So I was like, that was a good brother and sister moment, and it was really cool. And it's cool to see, Charlie and Ralph Angel really have that moment. Then we see Micah and Charlie. Pretty much, he had this really nice outfit on, and she was like, the color code is yellow, but he's like, he didn't have anything yellow. And he was like, but Mom, won't you wear that pretty white dress and everything? And she says, now I know I raised you better than that. Nobody but the bride wears white at the wedding. And it's crass if you show up at a wedding wearing white because it takes attention away from the bride. The bride is the centerpiece. And he's like, yeah, you right. But he's happy to be the best man. But he's like, but what does the best man do? And she lets him know, you be there for him because he'll be nervous. And then she talks about how when her and Davis got married, that Davis, when she, from his friends, had told her that Davis was a nervous wreck because she was half an hour late to the chapel. And it's because she was nervous. So it was cool that she had that moment to show that the best man is there to calm the groom, whereas the maid of honor is there to comfort the bride, because both of them are nervous because they're embarking on a union together. And the process, definitely gets your nerves rattled. So it was cool that she shared that with Micah, but also with all of us, because to help us understand, like, when it comes to weddings are very huge, they're very stressful, but they're beautiful. We love weddings, but if y'all watch Bridezillas and watch some of those shows, you really see how tedious and stressful a wedding can be. And having that moment, where you're going to meet that person that you're planning to spend the rest of your life with, it can get you rattled. So it's great that you have a best man and a maid of honor to support the bride and groom. Now, like in the beginning, now I'm really going to focus more on the wedding now. They share, they pretty much said that, in the beginning of the episode, Ralph Angel and Darla have a moment. She said that she wanted Charlie to be her maid of honor, and Ralph Angel said Charlie would be honored to, I think she would be honored to do that for you. And they say, well, everybody knows, but we got one person to tell. And we know that they're talking about Blue, and he's like, I think he'll be very happy. Oh, Blue was ecstatic. He says, I am jubilant, and I was just like, look at him using these really big words. I was really here for it. And then pretty much they said, well, and then Darla says, well, when the bride gets married, she needs 4 things: something old, something new, something borrowed, and something. And then Ralph Angel did the drum roll. He's like, Blue! So it's like, we already got something, Blue. We got you. So it was just a really, really beautiful moment. And like, Blue is just on cloud 9 because finally his mother and his father are coming together as husband and wife. And even though Ralph Angel isn't his biological father, that's his dad. Because the saying goes, any fool with a penis can make a baby, but only a real man can raise a child. And Ralph Angel has proven to be that man. And even when he found out, he said, it don't change nothing. That's still my son. So I just get overwhelmed seeing our black men being celebrated in a positive light. So we see Ralph Angel and Blue. They pretty much are, getting ready. He's father and son. And Blue asks Ralph Angel, are you nervous? And he says, I'm only nervous about things I'm not sure about. You and your mom, You two are the only things I'm sure about. So he's like, I'm not nervous. Then Micah shows up and he asks Michael, where's the ring? And he's like, what ring? I'm like, boy. But Micah showed him that he had the ring, and and Blue told Micah, boy, you was about to get put in a headlock. And he was like, from you, Blue? For real? He's like, nah, from him. Like, he was about to get, like, Blue was like, you was about to get hurt up in here playing like that. But it was a cool moment, though. So then we see, we're at the wedding. Um, Vi is talking to Nova and Calvin, and then Hollywood shows up, and he's like, "You got to keep on living, right?" So Hollywood was able to make it to the wedding. So I was thinking that, yeah, he definitely had a lot on his plate, but I think a part of him was like, he really wanted to be there because he needed to be around happiness after going through all of that pain and sorrow alone. So it was cool that he actually showed up. So we see that Blue's the ring bearer, Charlie's the maid of honor, Mike is the best man, and then Darla came out and walked the aisle, and let me say, Darla looked breathtaking. She looked so beautiful. And we just saw Ralph Angel just light up when he saw her. And I was like, this is so beautiful that even during a pandemic, they choose to celebrate love, life, and beauty. And it was just a beautiful moment. They, they exchanged vows and everything. And we saw that her mother was actually virtual, and she gave Darla away to Ralph Angel. And he pretty much tells her that she's his sun and his moon. So she gives light in the bright times and even in the dark times. And then pretty much she tells him that you illuminated my life and I shine for you. And it was just really sweet. And even they had a scene before the wedding between Darla and Charlie, and she was like, I never thought it would that this day would come, because of so much that went down between me and Ralph Angel. And she says, I've done so many things for him not to love me. But Charlie reassured her, he does love you. That's all that matters. And the past is the past, where it belongs. So I thought that was cute. And she pretty much got something old from Nova. And it was actually written on vintage paper, and it was from Trudy. And Trudy, it was a letter to Ralph Angel, Ralph Angel being born, and that, that he finds the love that me and Ernest have, that he actually finds his happiness. And pretty much that touched Darla, because she says, that's me. I'm that love. So that was already showing that Nova, as well as Trudy in the spiritual realm, approves of Darla being with Ralph Angel. So I thought that was beautiful. And then they got the reception going. They playing Tony Terry, When I'm With You. And it was just, and we see Micah's taking photos. It was really beautiful. Then we get this virtual scene with Vi and Darlene. And Darlene is saying how excited she is because there was a bridal shower as well as a wedding. And and pretty much Vi is making the wedding cake, and she says that's a beautiful cake, Vi. She's like, yeah, the only thing I gotta watch is for Blue, because Blue wants to pick at it. And as soon as Blue came up in there, he was saying that, he said, Vi, Grandma, you guys are needed out there. And then he tried to pick at a cake, and then she was like, get out of here, go. I was like, Blue tried it. It was cute. And then they start discussing Blue's intelligence. And that damn Darlene, with her sneaky ass, pretty much brings up that, yeah, he should try to go to this special school. And I have one that I know of that the Obama girls went to, and it's here in DC. So I'm like, she trying to get Blue she's still trying to get Blue close to her. And she's his grandmother, so I understand it. But she threw that in there, and Vi knew what the hell she was doing, because Vi was like, you know what, we gotta go. She's like, okay, bye. Shut that damn laptop down. Vi's like, I ain't going here with you. But then again, it's true that he is a special kid with a special level of intelligence, and I can relate to Blue in that way, where you're different, and you need to find your tribe. And there's so many kids like Blue, black young boys and black young girls, who are highly intelligent but are not surrounded by a supportive environment. And it's great that Blue is surrounded by a supportive environment who wants the best for him. But Darlene, your ass tried it. And Vi wasn't here for it at all. So let's see what else happened. So then we see Hollywood makes a speech where he talks about finding your complement, finding the person that is right for you, finding the person that you're going to spend your life with, finding your better half. And it was just a really beautiful moment, because we see that even amidst all the grief Hollywood is feeling, he's choosing to celebrate life. And that, his mother would want him to continue to live and celebrate life, and celebrate the ones that are here as well as the ones who have ascended. So that was cool. And then we see that Calvin and Nova have a conversation, and he was saying that, would you marry me? Not now, but in the future, could you see yourself being married to me? I mean, I know we have our differences, and she pretty much says that our differences are our gifts to each other, because we bring something different to each other's lives. But she says, I'm going to let the spirits guide me, and we'll see what happens with that. So then we see Nova has a moment with Trudy at her tombstone. And she pretty much emotional. It's like, I know you were with us today. And, Ralph Angel is so happy, and I know he felt you too. And I just wish you were here. And she's emotional, and she pretty much says that, I asked you for your guidance because I know I'm going to need it. And then she places flowers on the tombstone. And then they play that song. Now, you go to any wedding, any cabaret, any cookout, this is the theme. And I'm talking about Before I Let Go by Frankie Beverly and the Maze. They was getting down. Micah was getting down. And then Calvin was getting down too. I was like, okay, Calvin, I see you. You got some soul in you, bro. You got some soul in you, Calvin. He was up there getting it with Nova. I'm like, Nova done put it on you. Now you got moves. I was like, I was looking at Calvin. I was like, oh shit. Like, look at Calvin go. I mean, it just goes to show you. I have no problem when you celebrate our culture or you become a part of our culture, but it has to come from a place of love and a place of respect. And we see that Calvin has nothing but respect for Nova and her family. So seeing him getting down on some soul music, I was with it, because I was like, you could tell it was coming from a place of love. And then we see Hollywood and Vi have a good moment, and he pretty much tells Vi, you all I got now, and she says that, yeah, and I got you, baby. Like, you're not going to go through this alone. I'm right here with you. So, from the looks of this, yeah, that's all I got, y'all. If I missed anything, get down in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. I'm so glad I got to wear my white to celebrate the occasion. It was a very beautiful episode. I enjoyed it. Get down in those comments and let me know your thoughts. So until next time, everybody, take care.